So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this month's edition of Métis Coffee Talk. My name is Keith Henry. I'm the president for the BC Métis Federation, coming to you live from Vancouver for this Thursday, August 24th. Hard to believe we're almost at the end of summer. I'm definitely looking forward to sharing a number of news items and information this evening. Obviously, it's been a very busy month for the BC Métis Federation, and I'm just wanting to absolutely share with you a number of information pieces that have been unfolding with the BC Métis Federation since we last saw one another this last month. We've had some technical issues, so we're not sure if our Vice President, Renee Therian, is able to join us tonight. We're trying to sort that out on the back end, so hopefully Renee can join us live as we're this month's show is carrying on. But the show must go on, as they say, and that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. So obviously, there's a number of critical items that we definitely want to share with folks today. First of all, I want to pass along our absolute complete support for all of our members that are facing the impacts of the wildfire devastations across many parts of the province as we speak. Wildfires have run quite rampant amongst many parts of the province, and especially this last week, we saw many of our members and the families impacted in and around Kelowna and the sort of that West Kelowna, Lakes Country. And we know there's other parts of the province that remain under fire, alert or almost on the verge of evacuations. I just want to let our members know that the Federation leadership has agreed to provide support to families that have been displaced on some sort of one-time payments for full members that are eligible in those areas. So our team has been reaching out over the last week, and we've been providing that ongoing support, both in terms of as much as we can, just the verbal sort of reassurance that the community is there for them if they need it, and just some financial relief to help offset some of their costs. And, as people are being stuck trying to find, other accommodations and transportation as they've been displaced in many cases. I do want to say we do know of some members' homes that were burnt. And so it's not, this does directly impact the BC Métis Federation membership and our communities. I just want to send all of our, as much as we can, support to the Métis Association of Central Okanagan, our community representative in the Kelowna, West Kelowna, Lakes Country area, and to their members. Thank you to their president, Greg Mazur, and their entire board and their membership. We'll just do what we can to help. And we just want to let our membership know that there are many Métis families that are also impacted, along with, as we know, many other members of those cities, municipalities, and of course, First Nation community there. So, please let us, just want to, make sure all of us know that we're doing what we can. And I want to thank our leadership of the Federation for just directing some emergency relief resources to support those members. Now, that's one, item just to share, and just wanted to pass that along to our members. But there's some other really great things that I want to talk about tonight too, and I'm going to sort of move us along to some of the other items as well. So, on a bit more of a different strand, I'm sure some of you have seen on our website this week. We also launched the first iteration, if you will, of the scholarship program for the BC Métis Federation membership. I'm sure many of you would have seen it came out early this week. And again, I want to thank our BC Métis Federation board. They agreed to invest resources into creating a scholarship fund. We know that many of our BC Métis Federation younger people, particularly attending post-secondary or an accredited institution in British Columbia, have faced limited access to funding support for tuition and living allowance. So what we've done is we've created one small solution, and that is a scholarship fund. And we announced it just this week, and we're already seeing tremendous amount of uptake in applications. It's basically a very simplistic scholarship program. There is a required application process, so make sure that you let your family, your community, your friends that are BC Métis Federation full members know that if they are attending post-secondary and they need support for any cost to attend this particular starting, obviously most of the programs are starting right now as we enter into September, that they can apply for the scholarship program. It's a very basic application form. If you get on the website, you'll see that it'll take you to it'll take you to a sort of an overview of what the eligibility requires, application checklist, and so forth. And so there are some details that are required. It's not an onerous application process, and these scholarships are $750 to $1,500. So we have a range, and we as an organization and a Métis community will do our best to try and help as many students as we can. So what is your call to action tonight? Well, if you're watching tonight and you're with us, please let us know, or let your community know that they can apply. And if they're attending any program, it's not just for skills or trades, or it's very much open-ended. They could be in any level of university training or post-secondary training, something towards their eventual degree. There is no, we've left this program quite wide in its application, and ultimately we want to help eligible BC Métis Federation members that require some financial assistance. So yeah, it's very exciting. And again, I just thank our board of directors, or our provincial leadership group of the BC Métis Federation, for that strong support for education, on top of what we did, as I mentioned at the outset, some of the relief programming that we've done. Now, we had some really great things happening this last week, and I'm just going to quickly touch on a few things here. Many of you may know we were at up in the Nass Valley, which the far, of course, northwest of the province, up near the Terrace area, and we had our first ever Michif language camp. And I'm just pulling up some cheat notes for myself. But I want to thank tonight, unfortunately, our Vice President Renee Therian, who was leading that particular process, was absolutely. We were trying to sort of have him interview tonight, but we do have some great video of the camp, and so I wanted to share a little bit. So we ran our first ever Michif language cultural camp. Like we're trying to train very respected individuals to become more, I guess, savvy on becoming truly the French dialect and Michif language teachers. And so we established sort of a week-long cultural style camp in the Nass Valley, and on a property owned by one of our Métis members. We created a sort of a camp experience where they would just immerse the participants in learning the French Michif dialect. And so I'm just going to show you some clips. The clips speak for themselves. I'll show just a little bit of time from each of them, and to give you a sense tonight of the great work that our team was doing. So enjoy this, and I'll come back to you after a few minutes.
Before the roads were really shut down, and they were trying to walk across some creeks, and they lost their lives.
There was a watermark on the towards Greenville. Well, I used to work for Scobell Casino Camp in 1963. I worked there for 2 years working for Scobell.
So you must know Nate Harvey Johnson and all these guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we have 4 tribes.
And just so our audience is aware, that was the Nisga'a elder. I'll show him next. Sorry, I had my order here a little wrong, but the Nisga'a elder, First Nation individual, of course, which we were super proud to see that First Nation support for that event. But I'll come back to that. What I'll share is sort of some of the. I thought I was starting with the teaching lesson. I'll go back to that now. Just bear with me as I bring that particular clip up, and like I said, I'll show you a few minutes of that.
Aujourd'hui, le dîner, répétez, dîner. Dîner. Midi.
Midi noon.
Midi. Midi à midi. Where's your green tape?
I'm gonna have the
Le
little cone.
On mange. Répétez, on mange.
On mange. On est des rebelles, des enfants.
I'm gonna kick them out. Mange. Mange.
Yeah, mange.
On va manger.
It's sandwich. Sandwich.
Mange.
On. Ver. des sandwichs.
Le sandwich.
Oui. On fait.
On fait.
Tu fais.
Tu fais.
Non.
Tu.
Moi,
Moi.
tu fais. Tu fais. Moi, je fais les sandwichs? Non.
Non.
Moi, je fais.
Moi. Je fais.
Quoi? Répète. Moi.
Tu.
Moi.
Moi.
Moi, je.
Moi.
Moi, je crois. Moi, je.
Fais.
Quoi?
Mon fait.
Bon.
Mon fait,
Moi, je fais.
moi je fais.
Yeah, well, you put a little. Moi, je.
Oui,
Moi.
Like you're doing the twist. Moi, je fais.
moi je
Moi.
fais.
The chill. C'est ça.
Ah, ça.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Moi, je fais.
Moi, je fais.
OK. Moi, je fais.
Et moi, ça, je fais.
Oh!
Claire,
Moi, je fais une sandwich.
Un sandwich.
Moi, je fais.
moi je fais un sandwich.
Moi, je fais une sandwich.
Moi je fais le sandwich.
Oui, c'est ça!
Claire doesn't learn.
Alors, well, Claire, you could come, but she says she's walking out. Alors, huh? She should have to sit down? Well, she said she's leaving.
I have to go get rid of
Okay.
garbage.
Je suis au revoir.
So, hein?
Au revoir.
Elle s'en va.
Ah, ça va.
I saw
Ginny, tu fais une sandwich?
Oui.
OK. Oui, quoi?
Oui, un sandwich.
Non, non, non. Oh!
Moi, je fais une sandwich.
Ouais, qu'est-ce
Mushroom.
Moi je fais un sandwich.
qu'est-ce que c'est?
Mushroom with sandwich. No.
Moi, je fais.
Mushroom.
Moi, je fais.
Merci! Moi, je fais.
Que mushroom or the berry is also sandwich.
No, no. Don't interrupt the lesson with your words. Just say, moi, je fais.
Mushroom.
Listen. Moi, je fais.
Mushroom.
Je fais.
Shwe.
That's it, moi, je fais. Oh,
Moi,
okay.
je fais.
Moi, je fais l'argent.
J'aime mieux ça que des sandwichs.
So we can see from the Michif language class, that was a very immersive process. We might recognize some of the Métis people that were part of that class. The idea is we are really investing heavily and putting the sort of the atmosphere together to really create a cultural experience for our participants. And so I was very thankful I was able to join the class at the end of the week before we got in Terrace last week, I guess. And you know, it was just nice to see the pride that I felt that a lot of the young individuals, or the younger and the older individuals, had in that course. And I have to say, there's nothing more powerful for learning language than immersing in like a several day experience like that. So these are things that I just want to say that I really thank our team, Jeannie, our vice president, Renee Therian, Helen, the particular instructor that we all watched on the video, for that kind of really like significant, you know, immersive work like that, because these are the things that, of course, that help make, you know, they help make a difference in terms of the atmosphere and how people might want to learn language. It's not just you know, it's nothing wrong with other ways and other platforms, but for us, I feel very strongly that this particular work was so important to get that done right. So, you know, I just want to thank the team. I think it was a great experience. Like I said, I was able to join them last Wednesday, and I think from the group, I mean, the camp itself provided food, accommodations. We set up the whole atmosphere. You know, Helen was obviously a great teacher, modeling the language, you know, supporting with Jeannie and the team. And, you know, I think what we liked is getting other Métis members. We invited just members at large to join us at the camp, and we really felt it was very important. It's not just seen as our staff and maybe a couple of our leadership, but quite a wide range of individuals in our membership. And so I'm thankful to the communities for sharing it out. It was kind of neat watching this. We never meant for it to be mostly women, but it ended up being mostly Métis women taking the camp, of course, with the exception we saw Ray and Renee there, but definitely female dominated. And they really did a lot of work together. They supported each other. They cooked together. They cleaned together. So I just want to say it was just, I really thought it was a great, in our first time at running a camp this immersive. I think it was really an excellent turnout and excellent results so far. It was really a pilot project to get this camp off the ground. And what we want to do at the Federation is continue these kind of camps with other members that are interested to become much more immersive in the language, and hopefully in the long run, maybe become down the road as they master the language, more of a Michif French dialect speaker. And as we know, there's different dialects in Michif. So we've chosen this particular French dialect. So I want to say thanks to the team as well. So watch for future opportunities with our Michif language team led by Jeannie and Renee. We do hope to bring another camp forward, and I hope that some of you may take advantage of being part of it. Now, we've all known in the last little while, we've also faced some significant First Nation challenges, and we know that. It's no secret. We know we're in human rights right now. We filed a complaint about some of the BC First Nation leadership and their approach to how they see Métis sort of people in this province. We know the language is very divisive. Having said that, we know this isn't reflective of every community and a lot of grassroots First Nation people. We know because they've been reaching out to us ever since this story broke. So I want to share something. We had a Nisga'a elder join us, and I was showing the video accidentally at the start of this, but Herbert Morvan from up around in one of the Nisga'a, there's 4 communities. And this is, I'll play just a few minutes of this. And it reassured everyone here, some of our leaders, some of our participants, that, you know, we do follow protocol. When we go into a territory, we try our best to honor all protocol. You know, sometimes we do things accidentally. It's never on purpose. But this was an example of the way that the Federation and our team reach out and we're welcomed by the nation, by the Nisga'a Nation here, by this particular elder. And I thought I'll just play a few minutes of this because I think it's really great for everyone to see this kind of relationship.
Wolf, it's I'm a wolf, the killer whale, the eagle, and the raven frog. And when they raised the pole at the school, if you ever get a chance to go see that pole, it's the first pole raised in 100 years in the Nass Valley, the one that's right by the school. And if you put your head this far away at the bottom of the pole, and look up, every eye on that side is going to be looking at you. And I asked the carver, master carver, the late Eli Gosnell, a good wish you to see get child, will child, I said, why are the eyes different color from the natural color of the tree? Oh, the gas cloud. It's going to see your heart when you go there. You know when you see gas smoke, that's what gas cloud. Why are the ears a different color from the natural color of the tree? Oh, the night cloud. Oh, it's going to heal your heart. You go on with you get asked, why are the mouths different color? Oh, the Dalwit's called. Oh, it's going to speak to your heart. Hear, see, speak to. See, the tree was alive when it was cut down. And just before they raised the pole, they breathed life into it again. And according to our traditions, no human hands are supposed to touch it again once it's raised. Where did you ever hear that from? Have you ever read the Bible?
The Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
What did Christ say to Mary when she ran into the tomb?
Oh.
Don't touch me, I haven't been to my Father yet.
Right? Yeah.
So it's along those lines, that spiritual connection. That's why I was sharing that everything that has a spirit is alive and we're related. one of the things about our land, when I'm out there and I'm asking for help, when I can't find a word that I need to express what I'm feeling, I have to open my heart to the environment. And I have to sit for a while to get there. And the way I know that I'm with the environment that I'm in is that when I'm standing beside a tree and a squirrel is sitting right there, and I turn like that suddenly, and it's still looking straight ahead. It didn't get frightened because of my. That's when I know I'm part of the environment. I've gotten there and I've got to open my heart now. Got to listen.
If the bears this morning.
So, you guys were taking pictures of the bears over there?
Yeah.
The black bear is our crest for the wolf tribe. Did you speak to the bear
My husband did. I was talking to him all the time.
in your language? Because that's why it's important for us to speak our language, to communicate with all life forms.
They were nervous at first and then they calmed right down when I started talking to them.
Here's a little story for you. Our son, during mushroom season, our son wanted me to drive him out to Dragon Lake there above the hill. He's telling me where to go, because where him and his uncles go to pick mushrooms, and they're it's usually good there. And he wouldn't wait for us, his cousin and I, our niece. He went running into the bush, had his baseball hat on, carried 2 buckets. He come running back out, he had no hat on. Wasn't carrying any buckets, and he was jumping over windfalls that eyes really big. I said, what's going on, Charles? He said, the bear chased me out. I said, let's go see. He said, no, Dad, the bear chased me out. I said, let's go see. So I started walking. And then this bear was standing in front of me. I said, ako ka naman magsikiagan ko kung gyaramis. So, from candidates. Ako ka naman magsikiagan. Why did you chase out kung our son? So, from candidates. Candidates is our word for life. We value his life. And when I said that, the bear just turned around and walked to this tree, this long, tall jackpine tree, which is about maybe 2 feet at the butt. And then I saw a movement. 3 cubs. Oh, sit and rock. Oh, matriarch. One is with a scar on their skin. The same way you feel about your children. Of you understand I scar on my skin. The same way you feel about your children is the way we feel about ours. Quits a magatnity. You take good care of them. Quits must. Amagat. Am means good. Ama means take good care. A skin of your children. Demarcus, Dem is will, Demarc, save, candidates, life, one day. They will give up themselves to save life one day. Can put some so take good care of them. And we kept walking, and I was just far away from it when I walked by. And when I was speaking to it, and our son was pressed right up against me, and his cousin was pressed right up against him. And we walked in down into a gully. And so I said, Dad, I said, yeah. He said, we could leave now. I said, then it means we have to go back the same way we came in. He said, no, Dad, the bear won't see us. I said, that's just it, Charles. I said, if we meet this bear again, and we told it we didn't come here to harm it, it's not going to believe us, because we lied. We snuck away after we felt safe. Do you really want to go home? He said, yep. So I just turned around. Went, retraced my tracks, and we got to the bear, and I said, why should get him knock? Okay, matriarch. Said him, how? We're going to go home now. And my God, can take good care of your children. To Mukiamni, we will see you again. And I told our niece and our son, turn around with me and don't look back. Trust the bear. Trust yourself to trust the bear. So I just turned around and walked. I never said another word, I just walked. And he walked with me. That's how important language is. Because it expresses, it comes from your heart. It doesn't just come from here. You could tell when it just comes from here and here. And there's no, doesn't come from here. It just drops down in front of you and it doesn't go anywhere. When you're not speaking from the heart, everything you say just drops down in front of you. And when you're only speaking from here, same thing. Might go a little further, but it doesn't stay alive like when it comes from your heart.
Obviously, I'm sure all of us can appreciate what a powerful sort of, story from the elder. And I can't say enough how much I'm so thankful that our group and our team, Vice President Therian and Jeannie and the team were able to work with Nishka Elder Herbert Morvan and just have him out and have him help our Michif participants just learn and honor protocol in the area. I mean, that is something we hold very as a internal value to us as leaders. And we might have our debates with some First Nation leaders on politics, but we certainly do support protocol. And I just want our members to know that that's exactly the kind of values we have. And so I think the camp itself was a huge success. I'll just finish with my own couple pieces on this. I have to say it was pretty, when we hear about the story about the bear, I wanted to show that clip particularly because there's a lot of clips about this, and Jeannie, our director of Michif language, will have all of these items for us. But I posted a video myself of the bear, and when they said there was bears in the area, they weren't kidding. They were absolutely everywhere. And I know some of you may have seen this on some of my social media, but I will share a little bit of this because it was such a remarkable experience for myself as well. So the Michif camp was at one area, and 20 feet to the left or right, there was bears everywhere. And this was an example of one small clip I particularly took it with my own cell phone camera. It was pretty wild, just this bear in the So for myself, I didn't speak in my language to the bear because I didn't know what to do. I was standing 10 feet away, and to be honest, a little bit unnerving for me, but the camp was in this area up in the Nass Valley in the Nishka territory, and it was incredibly powerful to see the wildlife and just the amazing views along being immersed in our with Michif speakers, with Helen and Jeannie and the team, and just I want to thank the participants and everyone that were involved. I know I went a bit longer on this one because I wanted you at home today and our partners and our members to understand that is what we try to do with the BC Métis Federation. You know, we've always said culture is one of our most important aspects of the work we're doing. And I just really appreciate that. I hope you can appreciate how much we're investing in doing these things. These things do take money and resources, and our team has worked very hard to create that. And so I'll just sort of stop there for the time being on that one. But having said that, I do want to acknowledge other cultural work. So right after the Michif camp was done, one of the other quick activities we were able to take part of, is some of you may have seen, is we had our partners at Skeena River Métis Community Association, which is our partner community agency in the Terrace area. They held their Skeena Valley Country Music Festival, and that was a few days after the Michif camp wrapped itself up, after almost a week out on the land. And it was great. You know, it was at the Thornhill Community Center. I definitely want to acknowledge their president, of course, you know, Elizabeth Pierce and Roseanne and Ray and Renee and the team, Chris, Helen Martineau, not Helen that was teaching, but others. And it was a really, you know, I think we had a number of our team there and representatives there, and it was an amazing time. I love this because this event's been around, 7 events over the last roughly 10 years. And I have to say, it just makes us feel like community and family so much. And you know, I want to show a couple clips. You know, Renee can't be with us tonight, but thankfully the video, I can bring him live with some of the music he provided as one of the bands at that event. And I'll show a couple. It's a country music festival, because a lot of our Métis used to fiddle in that bluegrass country style. It's very, very traditional in a lot of ways for our people. And, you know, and that's might've been contemporary in the 60s and 70s, but as we know, it's become generational for many of us today. So I'll share a clip of that, just so I know Renee's not with us tonight because of technical issues, but let's show one of the clips of him playing with his band up in Terrace from the weekend. And as you know, Renee's not here tonight, our vice president, but, you know, he's one of our, you know, significant cultural, of course, performers, as we all know. And, you know, it's unfortunate that he's having technical issues, but that was one of many performers. I think some of the highlight, I'll show one other group that I thought was great. The B side, I really enjoyed, but we had people dancing, and it was quite the event. Some of us were there, and we know it was different crowds at different times. I'll show 2 other clips, and I think it was just to give you a sense tonight of what we enjoyed on the weekend. And I think we get that's one of, and that was more of a rock, obviously, from a few years back, but we had quite a group of folks and involved. And we even had, as some of us know, well, actually, I want to show you another video clip. This is Andy Goulet from Prince. He's a well-known fiddler up in the Prince Rupert area with family connections in Quesnel. Just a very short clip of that. Andy is related to some of the leadership in the Quesnel area, but he's been working up in Prince Rupert since the early 2000s, and really another great Métis fiddler from in British Columbia here. So it was great to see him out, of course, at the event. And as I was saying, it was quite the popular event. We even had some of you might have seen on some of our Facebook stuff, but we even had Elvis Presley live at the event, which was actually a massive hit. And we know Rob was there, and this is a picture of, I guess, our vice president, myself, with Elvis before he entered into he had a couple of different show times over the weekend in Terrace, and it was quite a hit with many of the definitely the older ladies in the crowd. They really loved him, and we all loved him, but it was fun to watch his interaction with the crowd. And Elvis was a bit before my time, but apparently not before some of the others there. So it was quite fun to watch. And the gentleman's name is Rob. He did a great job. Robert, did a really good job performing with everyone. He was a great singer, great theatrics, just had the crowd toes tapping and just having fun throughout the weekend. So, I just trying to give you a sense at home of some of the work we did. This is just all in the last few weeks with the Federation and some of our partner communities. And I just, I want to thank, we've got one of the pictures that was floating around on social media as well, this was at the opening event, opening of the weekend event. And I just want to thank all the people that attended, the members that were there from Terrace, and there was people from outside of Terrace. The MLA was there, Ellis Ross, from up and around that area. He's particularly a First Nation and a provincially elected member of the Legislative Assembly. So with the BC Liberals, used to be Liberals, now under the different name. But anyways, of course, Roseanne, Elizabeth, Renee, and Helen, and Chris is with the red vest on. But I was just happy to I was happy that the Federation was able to support it. Happy to support culture, as we all know, is something we've said all along. And it was great. It was a really nice weekend event. And congratulations to our Terrace team. Now, as I move on here, I am following comments online. If anyone has any comments, please don't hesitate to ask. I know it's a bit of a different show tonight. We don't have the performers live because we're having technical issues tonight, as I've said many times. But we'll carry on with it, and that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. So what else can I say? What I was going to share with you tonight, there's some really great work. There's a number of initiatives. After this, I'm going to come back to, we had a Federation leadership meeting last week. I want to talk about some of the decisions and give people a quick update on some key legal and other matters of our governing body under the BC Métis Federation. But just before I do that, there are some other things that we've done, and I want to congratulate. We've spent a lot of time as well with the Federation and trying to support water safety, water conservation, coastal resource conservation. And so our coastal water protectors have been doing a lot of work, not only on the ocean coastal side, but in lakes, rivers, wherever our members want to be engaged with coastal water or water protection. So this is just a bit of a clip for everyone to enjoy about some of the work that and the success of the coastal water protector work that's been done so far this year. obviously we can see there's a significant amount of work that our team has been doing, and we've brought together hundreds of Métis people and friends of our Métis families to coastal cleanups. And you can see a lot down in Lower Mainland, but also other parts of the province. And, we as the Federation have really put a lot of emphasis in, because we know how important water protection was to all British Columbia residents, but in particularly when we were working with different industry projects, it was one of the things that our members pushed years ago, that yes, okay, if these projects proceed, let's make sure we're part of the environmental stewardship. And so this is one of many ways that we're doing that. And I want to just acknowledge our team with Angel and Zia and the work they're doing to try and rally members to give them tangible ways they can contribute to coastal and water protection and environmental work. So these are, beach cleanups, as you saw, and different workshops and information sessions. And so our team's done a really, I think, a very good sign. And here's an example of another sort of video clip of some of the work that they're doing that I hope you enjoy as well. That particular clip, and just so everyone understands, that was actually some work that was done in concert, sort of some water protection activities and with some First Nations. So, like I said earlier, like we saw with the Michif language camp and other things we've always done, we've honored protocol. We try and work with First Nation. We never don't want to support those protocol and that mutual respect and that work of Indigenous people together. So we've done that. And this was yet another example of where our team was out doing coastal sort of, monitoring and exercises with some First Nations. So, our team continues to follow down that same work requirement for our organization. Now, the coastal water protectors have some amazing stuff going on, and I'm not. It's part of one of our departments of the Federation, but they've also created their own landing page and their own website information for members to look at and explore. So if you haven't been there, go to coastalwaterprotectors.ca. They've got events coming up. There's ways to be involved. They do an email newsletter. But for example, some of the events that are coming up, in case some of you do want to get involved, we have Coastal Seawolves Adventure Day. It's kayaking and fishing. I'd love to go, but it's meant for a certain age group. So join us for an exciting day of adventure and exploration. This event is tailored for young, nature enthusiastic group, Coastal Seawolves. And if you go click on more, it'll be October 14th from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. You'll meet at the Federation office here in the Lower Mainland, and it's 12 to 17 years of age. So if you have younger family members or friends in the community and things you want, there's only room for so many people. So if you want to get involved in this, that's coming up on October 14th. And of course, the agenda's here. If you want information, you do have to email, and you can click on the email link to Angel Fisher or Zia, of course, our team members, and they will see if they can accommodate your request, but the ages are required. Now, this is, and in just event highlights, it's guided kayaking lessons for beginners, hands-on fishing experience, expert anglers, lunch, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a day of fun to help our younger people, enjoy time together, build their sense of network and kinship together, and learn about environmental and water protection. So that's the whole point of these activities. So this is one of our first Coastal Seawolf activities. We will be doing more in the coming, planning other locations. We're starting here in the Lower Mainland, but we do plan on bringing these kind of adventure days out to across. There's at least 3 more in the province we'll be doing. So get involved, watch for those opportunities. One of the other events, though, that I want to bring us back to coming up is we do have a conference coming up, and it'll be a coastal conference. Now, our team will be working to host a coastal conference on October 21st at the Sandman Signature in Langley, BC. There's only so many individuals that will be allowed to be, it's room for so many people. And it's basically it's a day dedicated to fostering awareness and action for the protection of our coastal ecosystems. This event will bring together passionate individuals, speakers, and various organizations, local vendors, and engaging activities to inspire and drive positive change. If this sounds like something, and there's no age, of course, requirement on this, this is open. It's free to attend for our members, of course. Well, it's free to attend generally. But there's only room for so many. So you do have to register. Click on the register now link. We'd love to see you there. I know a number of us will be there, including many of our provincial elected board or leadership. I personally plan to be there. I think it's a great event that we're all going, and I hope that you'll join us on October 21st. So these are really great opportunities for you at home if you want to get engaged here with some of the work that we're doing at the Federation. So I just think for more information, reach out to contact information at Angel Fisher, of course, that we prompted on earlier on the page. So where do we go from now? What I will say, just bringing us back to some of the other items that are on the website right now. I hope people are at bcmet.com. We've talked about the scholarship program. I do want to talk, though, next month we have our 12th annual general meeting being hosted in Prince George, north sort of central British Columbia. And I hope that you will join us on September 23rd. This is open to all members, of course, and just, of course, be aware that this requires registration that morning if you want to vote. So only full members are eligible to vote, but anyone can attend, of course. We've posted the agenda already. It'll be at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel, which is located at 900 Brunswick Street in Prince George. So we're going to have a busy next few months, obviously, with these coastal events and plus our annual general meeting next month. We just want to hopefully inviting all people in Prince George and across the province. Please come out and attend. We will have a virtual option for members that can attend in person. So we're still working out sort of the details on that, but just watch for that. And registration that morning, if you go to the you can go to the draft agenda, click the hyperlink where it says here. And of course, we've got all the information posted on the actual, in terms of the website, or sort of the agenda that's posted online. So, if you want to get involved in governance, you want to understand our corporate information, you want to understand the investment strategies we make, or the various ways we decide on priorities and activities and the things that we're doing, and be updated on a number of events, especially the legal items that we're dealing with, I would say this is definitely a meeting you want to attend. So we provide breakfast and lunch. We hope you'll join us. And at lunchtime, we're organizing a cultural showcase with performers and that. So we hope you join us for this. This is our 12th annual general meeting. We've been around for a while now, and we continue to grow every year. And we hope you'll come learn more about what it is we do at the Federation. Now, another piece that I wanted to showcase before we sort of come to the end, and I show a last few sort of fun cultural items. What you can watch for in the coming days, we've just finalized our board at our recent meeting, approved the audited financial statements for 2022, 2023. So I can tell everyone online tonight, if you really want to know more about the Federation and the work we do, we will have our comprehensive 2022, 2023 full audit annual report out very shortly. You can expect it early next week to be public. This will provide information of all the sort of areas of priority around Métis resurgence, member and community support, capacity building. And within each of these, there's a series of tactics and strategies that our board has approved. And so, me as president and CEO, what I do is try and work with our directors to implement each of these areas as carefully as we can, cost effectively as we can, and invest to make sure we run it as a strong nonprofit governing body. And so that means whatever money we bring in, we invest in the priorities that are set out by our organization and our leadership. So I won't go into any details on this other than to say that we're proud that we ran another balanced budget. We had a small surplus, and we completed all of the key performance indicators that we set out to do. And whether it was in the area, like you see, on research or culture, these are things that we do on a daily basis, as efficiently and carefully as we can. Is there mistakes? We all know nothing's perfect, but we've done a really good job to continue to invest in a strong way. And I will say, one thing I will highlight to our members, if you go through and go down to the audited financial statements where you can get into the organization, what you'll see is we continue to grow this organization. I remember when we first started this organization, you've heard me talk on this probably in the past on this show with yourselves and others, but we in 2022 we had a total budget of about $2.5 million for various levels of activities and priorities we had set out. This last year, March 31st, that ended the fiscal year for us. It's not calendar year, it's fiscal year, March 31st, 2023. So about 6 months ago, we did book about $3.3 million. And so you can see a continual growth of the organization. And of course, as you see, we had about a $19,000 surplus. Now you can get into the details of this, but what I'm saying is we continue to grow and we invest in community and culture. That's exactly how all of this happens. And I do want to say that one of the best things that ever has happened for us is what you'll see this last year. For the first time ever, we have raised economic development resources through our strategy, and it's now more than 50% of our funding. So a lot of our money we raise now is through our own economic development work that we've done, been setting up for the last 10, 11 years. So you can see it says corporate agreements. That's what that really refers to as economic development. So in 2022, that was 334,000 in corporate sort of agreements. This last year, we booked 1.7 million. This current year, we're going to book more than that. So we continue to find ways to really have we're not waiting for the federal or provincial governments to tell us what they're going to invest in. Yes, we love their programs, and yes, we'll always try and utilize wherever we can. But what we are trying to do is become self-sufficient. And I can say with great confidence now, we are becoming one of the only Métis organizations in the country that is largely our own boss, and that's always been our vision. It's not easy, but it's always been our vision. And I want our members to know that we are working very hard. And that's why we saw growth this last year. It was driven through our economic development strategy, and it's been working, excellent for the last few years, and it's really taking shape last year and this year, and hopefully into future years if we can keep this strategy moving along. So it's just giving you a heads up that will be out very shortly. Now, I sort of wanted to finish this evening. I was hoping that by now Renee might be able to eventually come back on board with us, but as we know, that did not work tonight. So but I do want to say that I really appreciate that, Renee has always been here for every show and always been trying to provide culture and, trying to help us to enjoy Métis fiddle music. And of course, there's people like JJ LaValle and others, but, Renee and the work we do, I just want to acknowledge the entire provincial elected board of directors. Our board met last week. It's not the Keith Henry show. I'm the president. I'm their spokesperson. But I don't do this just because Keith Henry says this is the right thing to do. I can't thank people. This is an example of some of our senior managers in our board from last week, Earl Belcourt, Louise Lambert, Jordan Therian now is our youth rep. You see Renee there. You can see Cindy, the back of Cindy Shaw there, Cindy Wilgosh from Clearwater. You've got Jackie Swaysland, our secretary up from the Penticton area. There's Elizabeth and Roseanne Pierce. We have a very, very strong group of elected leaders in the province right now, and they make me really proud because they're so dedicated to trying to make our organization, provide real support for our members and ultimately our partners. And I will say this, when we talk about that self-funding before, about the 1.7 million, and we talk about we're doing economic development, that's what's funding our money to our communities. That's what's funding our Michif language camps. That's what's funding support for the Terrace Music Festival. We just announced a scholarship program. Where do people think that money came from? It came from our economic development activities. Because we made a bit more money than what we were thinking we were going to make in this current fiscal year where we're tracking, I recommended to the board we start a scholarship program. And thankfully, our board is 100% behind these things. So, these things are also important. So I just want to say to them how much I appreciate their time, their dedication, the work they do to help us make sure that we're helping, whether it's mental health, emergency response to the fires, you name it. These are people that are working on a regular basis to try and help create a pathway for our members. So, all that to say that it's a fun group, but they're a serious group and they love to bring real results. And I hope you watching tonight appreciate that this group is a very dedicated group of people that really care about having Métis governance run in a really good way and making sure that it supports people in a way that we want to be supported and really effectively. So, what more can you say to those things? So I just want to bring the show to an end. I didn't see too many questions. I want to thank, I see that Cindy said, Will Gosh online tonight. She said, Keith, that's because we all share the same vision for the Métis people. Well, we do, Cindy. I know we do. And, I appreciate your work, and I know that you work relentlessly, and I can't wait to see you at your day of September, at the end of September, in honor of, honoring residential school or the survivors, as many know, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And I can't wait to be there and see the community members in Clearwater at the end of September. So, I know there's a lot of team members on here tonight watching online. I didn't get a chance to go through many of the questions, and I'm sorry because I get too caught up in my own stuff here. And I do know, let's all be assured that Renee Therian, I know will feel terrible that he's not able to be on tonight. We know that, Renee. We know you're very dedicated. We know that you're doing a lot of work with Elizabeth and Roseanne and everyone up in Terrace. And it's okay. Once you missed out, it's okay. We'll figure out the technical issues and we'll get it all sorted out for the next show. To all of you tonight, please help us spread the word about the scholarship program. We want to help as many young Métis people that need help with tuition. Tuition, living allowance, books. We know it's only $750 to $1,500, but our goal is to help about 40 or so students, if not more. We've had a number of applications already, but just keep spreading the word. Make sure they're full members, and we'll be happy to try and provide them some support. Look out for the coastal opportunities, for the coastal water protector opportunities. We talked about the Sea Wolf program for the 12 to 17-year-olds in October, plus the conference in the Lower Mainland. If you are interested, get a hold of Angel, as I pointed out and she's, of course, our contact information is on our staff section of the website. Love to have you there, and we'll do our best to try and support you if you need help with it. I know there'll be accommodations or some travel support for some of the delegates to attend, so just make sure you talk to Angel about those details. I will say in closing too, tomorrow, many of you that were at the Métis forum we had last month around the legal issues, we talked about First Nations. We will be sharing the full video, we hope tomorrow or Monday. We've got everything finally clipped and finally production style ready. We apologize, it's taken a bit longer than we thought, but anyone who wants to watch any part of the day from last month, just about a month ago now, it was on July 28th, it's now August 24th. We will be sending that out to the email distribution list that was there live. And we may also be providing it to those of you that requested it. So I did get a couple of requests. If you are interested in getting a copy of that directly, remember you could email at k.henry@bcmétis.com. So with that, lots of information to share. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're safe. We know that several Métis families are still not back home yet. Just know that we've done all we can, and I can assure those of you watching that we have helped many members, and we will continue to provide some relief support to members, as best we can where requested. And we've had some terrible situations. And I will say, as I said earlier in the show, we did have Métis people lose homes, and one of them was our staff. So we've done our best to really provide support, provide a bit of financial support where we can, and we'll do all we can to be with our teams and our members as best we can. So with that, be safe. I will see you hopefully at the AGM. Please join us at the annual general meeting at the Marriott Courtyard in Prince George on September 23rd. And I hope everyone comes out to that. That's in the Prince Georgian area, and a number of you watch online. So have a great night, everyone. My name is Keith Henry, president of the BC Métis Federation. Really look forward to seeing you next month, and keep watching our Facebook page and our Instagram handles and everything else for information. Okay. Have a great night, everyone.